You know that way where you're like driving along or doing something? I'm driving at the moment, so I had to pull over to do this. And you see something, you're like, oh my God, I can't even believe I've just seen that. I know this is ridiculous, but it's over there. See these like hay bales? Well, they're like wrapped up in multicolours, so I'm just gonna, it's probably a bit weird, isn't it? I'm just gonna get out and see if I can show you. Apologies for my camera as well. Just to give you an idea of where I am. There's more inspiration out here than I can count. There's someone's house there, like it's a farmhouse, so I don't really want to stick around taking photos of the hay bales and things. It's a bit weird, isn't it? Not for an artist. So I just wanted to pull over, really. I very seldom get the chance to kind of just pull over and, you know, sort of take film and take footage. I want to start doing, I'm all windswept, apologies. It's not a fashion show. But I'll probably be doing a lot more of this now. I'll be getting out and about. It's quite cold now, so the weather is starting to change, but as you can see, not today, Satan. So I just felt like I needed to pull over the car and grab that. I saw it yesterday. I was taking my car to MOT, and I saw it yesterday and I was like, oh my God, I've got to get a picture of that, and I never ended up going back this route. So yeah. Do you think that's weird? Is it weird? No. See you in a minute. I just got back from the garage and as you know, just seen, I had to stop off and have a look at those hay bales that I saw the day before. This happens quite often. I really do need to be a bit more kind of conscious having stuff on me, sketchbooks and stuff. I'm going to put a sketchbook in my car, potentially, so that if I do have to stop off or there's something that I really want to kind of document, I can just do it straight away. Obviously, I've got my camera, but it is always nice I'm just trying to get into that habit of taking primary references and not relying so much on photographing. It is convenient and that's great, and obviously I can take footage for you guys, but there's something quite nice about observing like a subject matter right in front of you, and the information you can get from that is quite unique. So primary referencing more of. So I am going to put like a little pack together just to go in the car so that I'm never caught out again. So that's something I'm going to start doing. I also think that, which I'll go into more in either you've already seen the video or you're about to watch the video, don't know which yet, but I do discuss the constraints of modern day living or life in general, all of our responsibilities that we have to kind of undertake on a daily and a weekly, and how we fit, you know, our creative life into that. I go into a little bit more detail about that in another video, but I think this is one of the ways in which I think I might do it. So whilst out and about, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get those pictures out and grab a sketchbook. All of my sketches are wet. So I've got this sketch here, which is still drying, which is for another video, but I might use this, much like my A5. This is the Stillman & Byrne Delta series. I might use this page to map out an idea with those hay bales, trying to kind of adopt that kind of toing and throwing that I have been so accustomed to doing in my A5, making pages and then using them to support different ideas. I think that's worked out quite well because it starts to layer. The only thing is though, I really like this blank space. I mean, I could just turn it over, couldn't I? And start fresh. Yeah, I might do that. And I'll see you on the other camera. So, I'll just get my phone and I will look at the hay bales. I will pop the one I'm looking at now. I'm morely attracted about like the fact that they're different colours. I'm not really enamoured by the colours. They're quite sickly colours, aren't they? And I'm sure that each colour will represent something, or say they've got an order for a particular farm, or I don't know, but obviously they will represent something or other. So I'm thinking I'm going to use some oil pastels. I'm also going to quadrant this up because I want to do different compositions maybe. I think this will be quite a nice idea for maybe a large scale piece as well, if I can pull it off, of course. I'm thinking of just getting down like a ground first. I will use my soft pastels first, and I'll just use this one here. See if we can get something on there. Where's my... like so. There we go. That'll do. I quite like a bit of texture in there. Let that dry for a bit. This is a combination I actually don't like. Oh, I'm gonna muddy them a bit actually, because I'm really not liking them. I find them gross. Yeah, I need to dirty them up a bit because they're a bit sort of Teletubbies, aren't they? And I'll lighten up the sky, maybe a bit, maybe a bit of that. I think that'll be fine. I'm starting to take the paper off now. Oops. Just sort of get some down. I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't have a plan. I never do when I open a sketchbook, really. I have an idea, but I don't necessarily have like, oh, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm just literally messing around at this point. I'm gonna put some of the stretches in the plastic just to get a bit of like texture in there, so it's not so like lined up and perfect. I might do like a grey skies maybe. Maybe a grey sky. A few kind of lines in there. Then brush them out. They look like a bunch of pigs. Okay, well, we can come back to that one. Take some of that. There's also these. I don't want them to be perfect. Do you know what I mean? I do want them to have a bit of character. There. I do prefer them overlapping. I think it's less noticeable in black, you know. probably just going to leave it like that for a mo. I'm not looking for anything. I'm just messing about. I don't even know if I like the colours. I don't actually. The colours are actually making me feel sick. I don't. I don't know how I feel about it. I think the thing is, it's one of those things sometimes, this is what happens. When you have an idea in your head or you see something you like, a lot of the time it doesn't translate as you thought it would. Oh, actually, I've got my pot of pens and pencils, haven't I? More often than not, I would use this as like a stepping stone. Ooh. This is the Uni Posca. It's got Chunky Monkey one. So if I was to get it in other colours, see, even for that, all of this was worth it for that. These are Sharpies, by the way. Let's try the yellow. There's only one yellow, so I'm assuming that's going to be like quite... Oh no, it's lighter than I thought. I think that could probably work. But this is definitely something I'm interested in. Oh, that one's quite good. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to... Just want to see if these go on top of there. No, they don't. Let's see if that goes on. It's not going on as I'd hoped, but that's okay. I've got them there now. These are why these test patches, and I know I'll bang on about it, but these are why these test patches are so good, because you can kind of go back. This doesn't look a lot, but I can guarantee that, for example, this crossover here, great. These dots I really like. I like some of the texture in this. I think this is too literal. That would be quite good on a larger scale with more bits thrown in. So it does look a bit chaotic and a bit messy, but I think that I'll leave that, and then when I come back to it, it's just how ideas develop. So, you know. It is rudimentary. And the thing is, they're testers, so I always find that with me, I'm always attracted to things that don't necessarily translate very well into an idea. That's why I think, you know, blocking it up like this, I have the same sort of idea translated in different mediums, in different ways, all together. And I might find, oh, well, that looks great next to that. How would they look together? So I've left space to go back into them if I feel that there's a line of inquiry that I need to kind of go back on. Like, I'll spend days sort of thinking about this and a few other ideas, but definitely I love a hay bale, me. I don't know what it is about it. You'll probably see that the references I use will just be repeated throughout in different works, start merging them together. So for example, my love of graphite, which I'm still on that because all the skies are just turning now and it's just amazing and I find it really inspirational. There's no reason why I can't apply the same concept here as like a ground and then go back in with the sort of foreground. I'm waiting for other works to dry and I'll probably end up mooching on them with other bits and bobs. I will see you next week. Thanks, guys.